What's up everybody, Gianni from BRZclub.com here, and I've got the unboxing, install, and review of the Injen Intake System for your Subaru BRZ or Scion FR-S. I'd like to thank SD Motorworks for helping me get the Injen Intake System. They've got some great customer service, quick shipping, and some of the lowest prices that I've ever seen around the net. Check them out at shop.sdmotorworks.com. Here's what comes in the box of the Injen Intake System. You've got your instructions, different nuts and bolts, hose clamps, air filter, airbox, and this one's featured in wrinkle black. It's also available in a polished look. Here are the tools that you're going to need to install the new intake system as well as take off the factory. 10mm, 12mm socket and wrenches, Allen, screwdriver, flat blade, and some extensions to get into hard to reach places. Taking a look at the stock intake system, we see a variety of different things. You've got your airbox, your resonator, and also the sound generator that feeds intake sound into the passenger compartment. First thing we need to do is remove the old intake system. So we're going to start out by removing the two clamps that hold in the intake generator pipe. With the new Injen intake system, we don't need the intake generator pipe anymore. Next, remove the clamp holding on the intake system to the throttle body and this little clamp holding on this vent tube. Unplug the mass airflow sensor and carefully using a screwdriver and a microfiber so you don't scratch anything, unplug the mass airflow sensor cable from the tab. Now that the intake generator pipe and the main intake pipe are loose, go ahead and unclip the airbox and remove these parts. Next, get your socket and wrench and unbolt the rest of the airbox and the resonator from the front of the car. There are two up front and one pesky one down below. Now the airbox and resonator are free and can be detached from the fresh air scoop. Unscrew and remove the mass airflow sensor from the stock intake system and install it in the new engine piping using the supplied Allen screws. Prep the airbox opening where the main intake tube will funnel into the airbox, protecting it and also creating a better seal. To install the engine airbox, a little tab right next to the window washer fluid funnel needs to be removed, creating a third mounting point for the engine airbox. Put the airbox into place and install it using the supplied nuts and bolts. The third mounting point that we just created will make use of the supplied nut. The other two locations will use the factory threads. Install the engine coupling over the throttle body and clamp the throttle body side down tightly. Next, bring in the second clamp and the main engine piping. When installing the main pipe, make sure that it is firmly pressed up evenly against the throttle body to create the perfect seal. And finish that up by tightening down the second clamp. Reattach the vent tube to the engine main pipe using the factory clamp. Install the beautiful blue intake filter in the airbox and clamp that down. Now install the intake box cover using the supplied Allen screws. Make sure all those are tightened down and actually go back and double check, make sure everything else is tight as well. The last thing the Injen wanted you to do was to cap off the rest of the intake generator pipe going to the passenger compartment. I decided to go a step farther and remove the rest of the intake generator pipe going to the passenger compartment. Then I capped off the hole in the firewall using the supplied cap from Injen underneath the dash on the passenger side. In my opinion, I think this cleaned up the engine bay even more and removed a part that wasn't functioning on my vehicle anymore. Overall, I really love the look of the new Injen intake system in my engine bay. Fit and finish on this product is top notch and the installation was a breeze. This intake system is definitely louder than stock and enables the engine to breathe a lot more than the factory airbox. After driving the car, I feel better throttle response and maybe a little bit more power at the top end. Stay tuned for before and after sound clips and thank you for watching.